Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Come on. Good morning. How is everyone doing? Great. That's the spirit. I want to welcome everyone to the 2026 State of the County. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for your continued support of the place we call home. It truly means a great deal to see our partners, colleagues, and community members gathered here today. I'm proud to be joined by my colleagues, my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Neil Makija and Commissioner Tom Tabello. Together, we have the honor of serving this incredible county. Montgomery County is a place I've called home for 4 decades, where I've lived, worked, and I'm raising my family. I am invested in this community, just like all of you. And it's great to be back at Montgomery County Community College. Tell me, who agrees in this room that this is one of the best community colleges in our state? Am I right? It certainly delivers an outstanding education for our students, and we all benefit from that. We're here today to talk about what we've accomplished together and where we're going next. Before I came into county government, I spent nearly 2 decades in the private sector, leading teams, managing large budgets, and working on complex challenges. And one lesson I carried with me every step of the way was leadership is never about one person. Success is never achieved alone. Real progress comes from bringing people together, people from different backgrounds, and who have different priorities. Because in order to move forward, leaders have to build consensus. I am honored to be in a role where I build bridges every single day, and I get us moving forward together. That's why the theme of today's State of the County is collaboration. Collaboration is how we get things done for the people we serve. It's how we, as a Board of Commissioners, found pathways to open 3, I said 3, transitional housing facilities across the county. Thank you. We can clap for that. It's how we identified more than $14 million in operational savings in our 2026 budget. And it's how we've passed our first bipartisan county budget in nearly a decade. But we don't do this work alone. You, all of you in this room, are part of the solution, and you are part of what makes this county so great. Community leaders, nonprofits, businesses, large and small, and residents who care deeply about the issues and fight what matters for you most. Even when times are unsettling, when people are scared, or when neighbors are facing instability and discrimination, we know Montgomery County communities care about lifting each other up. And together, we can meet this moment to protect and care for our friends and neighbors. Our county row officers are some of our closest partners, supporting the county's public services in safety, justice, records, and so much more. So I'm pleased to please join me in welcoming our row officers. First, our Clerk of Courts, Lori Schreiber. Lori and her team have made court services more accessible and empathetic to those navigating the justice system. Our new controller, Robert Hart. In 2025, Bob and his team of fiscal watchdogs launched new systems to provide oversight and accountability for taxpayer dollars. Our coroner, Dr. Janine Darby. The coroner's office handled over 1,000 cases last year while also earning international accreditation. Jury commissioners, Mary Woods and Andrea Baptiste. They helped more than 15,000 residents serve their jury duty in 2025. Our prothonotary, everybody say that with me, prothonotary, Noah Marlier. Noah and his team have issued over 300 hope cards to survivors of domestic violence, giving safety and dignity to residents in need. Our Recorder of Deeds, Jean Sorg. Jean and her team are champions in protecting veteran records, even getting state law changed to secure their personal information. Register of Wills and Clerk of the Orphans Court, Tina Lawson. Tina has led the way in modernizing the office, making life's biggest moments that much easier. Our Sheriff, Sean Kilkenny. Last year, Sean and his team earned their 5th consecutive accreditation, and their honor guard won the 4th consecutive state title. Our treasurer, Jason Salas. In 2025, Jason's office returned nearly $30 million to our school districts, municipal partners, and the county. And last but not least, our district attorney, Kevin Steele. District Attorney Steele could not be here today due to a scheduling conflict, but he and his team have had an incredible 95% investigation success rate over the last several years. So we're going to take a quick group photo with our row office. Again, thank you to our row officers for their leadership and their service to Montgomery County. I'm grateful for their partnership, and if you want to learn more about all they've accomplished last year, you can check it out in the 2025 year in review. This is what today is all about, celebrating what we can achieve when we work together. Our row officers, our locally elected representatives, our 3,000 county employees, our philanthropic partners and business owners, our community leaders, advocates, and residents. I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you for helping to move Montgomery County forward. And now it's my honor to introduce my colleague, Commissioner Neil Makija.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing this morning? Please give it up for my colleague, Commissioner Jamila Winder, for her leadership, my colleague, Commissioner Tom DeBello, our amazing row officers who are working every day for the county. It's wonderful to see so many friends in this audience. I remember when we first came to the community college, when we had our swearing in, I didn't know half the people in the audience, and today I see many friends and collaborators. So I'm Neil Makija. I'm proud to serve as County Commissioner and in odd numbers years as Chair. But I want to take a moment and recognize a few things. First, it's been a cold winter. And I know many of you personally, as I said, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time you've come out of your houses in the last month or so. So thank you all for being here. And I hope you noticed on the way here that our county team does a pretty excellent job clearing the roads, do they not? Give them a round of applause for assets and infrastructure, and the municipalities as well, and all of you who make sure that everyone can get to work. Because during this time period, I know some of you enjoyed some days off or a snow day, but many who work for the county, who work in public service, show up every day no matter the weather. From our emergency responders to 911 telecommunicators to healthcare providers showing up at every hospital in this county at any hour of night. I should shout out one person in particular. My wife is one of them, Dr. Rachel Nash. Please I couldn't do public service without her, and residents here are better off for her service. This morning, I want to highlight some ordinary people who have done some extraordinary things and talk a little bit about what we've done as a board in '25, and my colleagues will add what's ahead as well. So I came to this job as a career advocating for civil rights, as an executive director, consumer protection lawyer, and an educator, and I learned very early that you don't need a special title to fight for your community. In 2025, when it seemed like so many aspects of government simply weren't working, with the federal shutdown, with a state budget impasse, here in Montgomery County, we were seeing things happen. As Commissioner Winder noted, at the county level, we collaborated. We worked to pass the first unanimous bipartisan budget in nearly a decade here in Montco. We did that by saving $14 million through our Office of Innovation, Strategy, and Performance, and we showed throughout that period that we could make a difference on hunger, on housing, and protecting the rights of our citizens. We've done so because ordinary people here in Montgomery County have been exercising their rights and demanding action on these issues that are most critical to the community. We saw that spirit clearly last year in our historic elections, where we had the highest voter turnout ever in a local election. So we typically see 200,000 voters in a local election. Last year we saw 310,000 people cast their ballots, and that was made possible due to ordinary citizens who help their friends and neighbors vote, who make sure that they can cast a ballot no matter which of the 430 precincts they live in. Those are our poll workers, of which there are 2,700. So I want to start by just acknowledging, if you're a poll worker or an election worker, can you raise your hand? Can you stand up, actually, and be recognized for your work? You are protecting the free and fair democracy that we have in our county, and it's critical for the Commonwealth and the whole country. And this year, in 2026, you can be sure we're going to protect every vote in Montgomery County. So the last time that we were in this room, my colleagues and I, there were 200 mostly newly elected officials from all across Montgomery County, 62 municipalities. These were leaders chosen by their neighbors to work to make communities better, safer, more affordable, more accessible, connected, and they're already making a difference working alongside those constituents who helped get them elected. Recently, I met a constituent, Alyssa Reed, who's a mom of 3. Her kids are 6, 2, and 10 months old. She's a resident of the Willows apartment complex in East Greenville. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Alyssa in a second. But the Willows, for those of you who don't know, in East Greenville, it's actually a former factory that made caskets, and it's where Marilyn Monroe's casket was made. And it's now a 71-unit apartment. But unfortunately, for the last 6 weeks or longer, they've been without heat in this cold winter. One of Alyssa's neighbors, also young parents, brought a newborn child home to a freezing apartment. The conditions there have been unacceptable. But that began to change because Alyssa and her neighbors decided to speak out. They helped me and East Greenville Borough President Allison Palmer, who's here as well. Can you raise your hand? I'm going to ask you to stand up in a second, because we worked together to advocate to the landlord in the recent weeks to make sure every resident got immediate relief from the cold, to get the option to stay in hotel rooms, and we just heard yesterday they will be getting refunded on rent and electricity, and the heat is coming back online. So please stand up, Allison and Alyssa, for your leadership. So this is important because you're showing this community what it's like to fight for your neighbors, what it's like to represent, and I'm just so proud to get to work with you. And East Greenville, we live in a big county, but we have to represent every resident. So thank you for your leadership, Alyssa and Allison, our borough president. So Housing has been a major priority of this board, especially during a time of astronomical home and rental prices. We've worked together making historic investments to make sure no one in the county sleeps on the streets. As Commissioner Winder mentioned, for the first time in years, since 2022, when we saw the closing of our shelter, we are now bringing 3 new shelters online. So I'd like to ask those in Pottstown and Lansdale and Norristown to please stand up and be recognized for your work in making this come to reality. So by providing shelter, we're ensuring that everyone in our community can think beyond day-to-day survival, and they can actually begin to plan for their future. And I know how transformative that can be. My grandparents were refugees. They raised my dad in what most people would call a slum, under a corrugated metal roof without running water. But that home was everything. It gave him a chance to study, a safe place to sleep, and gave him the chance to ultimately live out the American dream. And there are people in our community who understand that and share that perspective. Members who recognize the transformative power of providing that basic shelter. One of those leaders is Mr. Nund Todi of the Todi Foundation. I'm going to tell you more about Nund in a second. Nund immigrated to the United States in the 70s, similarly, built a successful manufacturing company here in Montgomery County, employed countless people, and after seeing poverty with his own eyes in India, he asked himself the basic question: how here in the wealthiest nation in the world, in our county, are there still people sleeping on the streets? The Todi family decided that they wanted to be a part of the solution, and along with those leaders I just recognized who made the shelters possible, along with my colleagues who have shown tremendous leadership in making this happen, the Todi family decided they wanted to be a part of that solution. So they committed the first major philanthropic contribution to our new Montgomery County Community Foundation for the Lansdale Shelter, a gift of $1 million. So thank you, Nund, for your leadership. I know you will inspire many others to follow suit. And it's amazing to think that someone is voluntarily giving more money to government, but that's because of the amazing work our HHS team, under Tiffany Thomas's leadership, under Pat McKiernan's leadership, under Kaylee Silver, is doing to get people in housing long-term and back to stability. So we saw this year in our community a groundswell of people wanting to give back. During the SNAP crisis, we have over 85,000 residents who in this county are experiencing hunger, but we're lucky to be in a place where people wanted to step up and make a difference. So just last month, my fellow commissioners and I celebrated the opening of the new Share Food Warehouse, which was funded by over $7 million in county ARPA grants. It's a massive refrigerated warehouse, which is now going to make it more possible to accept food donations that we can get to the 72 food pantries across Montgomery County. So I think Carla from Share Food's here. If you're part of the community that's getting people fed, making sure no one goes hungry, please stand with Carla from Share Food. I want to recognize you too. Thank you. So this is local government and community working together, stepping up, especially during a time when the federal government has stepped back. Because here's the truth, there's a fundamental disconnect. Federal leaders are divorced from the reality on the ground. The result is dividing and harming our communities. That approach to government is what has led currently to what we're seeing in a troubling militarization in Minneapolis, where 3,000 federal agents are in a city that has only 600 police officers. The world witnessed how that operation has led to the deaths of American citizens who are exercising their fundamental constitutional rights. That is what our federal resources are going towards right now. And a year ago in Montgomery County, we saw what was coming, and we knew we had to speak out with resolve. That's why our message has been clear to all Montco residents, including the 100,000 immigrants and their families who live here. You belong here. Immigrants belong here in Montgomery County. In January of last year, that was why we brought on the county's first ever Director of Immigrant Affairs, Nelly Jimenez Arevalo, who's doing an extraordinary job. You all know she's working within immigrant communities, but also with law enforcement, with leaders across the county, making sure that every resident feels safe. And when you call the county, when you call 911 to our call center, our emergency operations staff doesn't ask unnecessary questions or for social security numbers. When our firefighters and first responders show up on a scene, they don't ask for someone's papers. They take action to help. That's how we're living out our policy. Because of Nelly's work across the board in the county, we're putting community first. Thank you, Nelly. So last spring, at a time when so many public officials were silent on immigration, we made clear our commitment to the safety and well-being of our communities and the individual rights of every resident. Montgomery County is no longer responding to requests from agencies that aren't respecting due process. We're now requiring judicial warrants, and that means that we're asking ICE for their papers. And now municipalities around the county are also taking action, as in Narberth, where our new mayor, Dana Edwards, worked with his borough council, just signed a resolution to direct his police force to reject 287G. Thank you. In neighboring Berks County, you may have seen that ICE recently purchased an $87 million warehouse. Imagine what we could do with $87 million on mental health, on housing and hunger, all the issues that we talk about. We've seen what happens in these detention facilities across the state. Monco residents have been detained for months. Even if they've had legal status, they haven't gotten their day in court. We've seen deaths in custody. And let me be the first to say that I will work with local and county colleagues to oppose the opening of any such facility in Montgomery County. Because warehouses are for objects, not human beings. So here at Monco, it's important to know that we invest every day in law enforcement. They truly keep the county safe. Everything from our DA getting illegal guns and drugs off the street to ensuring public safety in our parks and trails, which we love. All of this is absolutely critical. We made a particular effort this year on our county trails. I want to thank all of our chiefs. We've seen a proliferation of e-bikes, which have been dangerous, led to deaths, led to serious injuries, and we've been able to enforce our ordinance thanks to work with our chiefs. So I want to recognize, I know Chief Lennon from Conshohocken is here. Please thank you for your leadership. Thank you for working with all of the chiefs. Because we want to make sure our public spaces are enjoyed by every family and seniors and people of all ages. So you're going to hear from my colleagues. And what I'd like to close with is what I believe is going to be the most important policy issue for us to address in the years ahead. So you may remember, for those of you who were here, a year ago, our State of the County took place on the same exact day which we saw the worst fire in the history of the county, the fire at SPS Technologies in Abington. SPS was an incredible employer for 120 years, making critical parts for the aerospace industry, and we're grateful for the firefighters who showed up from 80 volunteer fire companies working with our public safety department. None of them hesitated to answer the call, and they contained the blaze without a single serious injury during that fire. So today, I'm proud to share a year later, SPS is on track to build a new state-of-the-art facility at the same location right here in Montgomery County. So this is great news, but here's what the big issue is. Instead of employing 500 people as it did a few years ago, SPS will be employing 250 people due to automation and advances in technology. So this is a core issue for public officials. We have to think about how the AI economy is going to disrupt our workforce here in Montgomery County. We have to make sure that our constituents don't get left behind. Growing up in a rural part of the state in Carbon County, I saw the effects of the disruption from globalization, the loss of coal, steel, manufacturing jobs. Commissioner DeBello knows this from neighboring Luzerne County. When jobs disappeared, opportunity disappeared as well, and a sense of hope diminished. Now, there's still a lot of promise that is happening there, but what's important to recognize is that the economic disruption ahead is not going to be limited to one region. It's not going to be limited to a particular industry. We're all vulnerable, even a place that's doing quite well, like Montgomery County. So we've got to take action to make sure every child can have confidence in their future, and every parent that is raising a family here can feel the same. That means working with great institutions like the community college to open pathways to fulfilling careers, including in union skilled trades and nursing, jobs that won't be replaced anytime soon by automation. So this year, we're going to be working with the community college to build on Montco's promise, and we're going to make sure that we're guiding our young people into a secure future. We're also working with our Commerce Department to ensure that the jobs of the future are made here in Montgomery County, and that includes ensuring that the businesses that are making productivity gains share them with workers through employee ownership and other methods. We're going to lead by example by also showing people how to use AI for the public good in government, and we're going to have some great projects to announce later this year. So these are all critical initiatives that show that our future is bright, but there's work we have to do. And I sincerely believe that Montgomery County remains the best place in the world to raise a family. Anyone agree with me on that? So all three of us up here, we are committed to working together, to working with you to ensure that that promise remains true for the next generation. Thank you all, and please welcome my colleague, Commissioner Tom DeBello.
Good morning, everyone. Let me get the right. Usually I just speak off the cuff, but I was sworn this time I would follow the notes that have been prepared for me. So we're going to try to do our best. People are laughing that know me. So how about this heat wave we're having today? How about that, huh? What is it, 32 degrees, 33 degrees out? It's been a cold couple weeks, but man, when I was going out to my car, I was like, oh my God, finally. I was like ready to run back in and put the suntan lotion on. So anyway, it's great to be back here at Montgomery County Community College with our second county State of the Union, State of the Address event. I think it's a great opportunity for us to, showcase what we've been doing as your county commissioners here over the last 24 months. I can't believe it's been 2 years. We came in together in January of 2024, actually in the gymnasium down the hallway here. It was a great event. We had over 700, almost 800 people in attendance as we were getting sworn in. And Lord knows we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, but because Montgomery County, it's 900,000 residents. We have over 3,000 employees. I mean, it's a big county. We're somewhere around $1.3 billion annual budget. But I'm proud to be able to say that even though from time to time we have our disagreements as your county commissioners, we've been committed to doing the best job we can for all 900,000 residents of Montgomery County. Oh, thank you. So let me just jump into a few more items that we want to highlight. Get us back on track here, because I'm going to try to speed this up just a bit, because Commissioner Weiner has a closing speech as well, which I know it's going to be amazing, so I don't want to take up a lot of her time. But so roads and bridges. When I came into this role in January, as I mentioned last year, I found out that we have over 75 miles of roads here in Montgomery County and 131 bridges. I mean, that in itself is just incredible. It's a big job, and we're constantly making progress on so many projects throughout Montgomery County. But I'm just going to focus on two initiatives that we have underway here right now. The first one is Ridge Pike. I'm sure everyone has been on Ridge Pike going towards Philadelphia, and I'm sure everyone here that's been on Ridge Pike going to Philadelphia, as they're going through, have said many choice words that I won't say here this morning as you're going through that traffic and the backup and everything that occurs there. But keep in mind, the improvements that are coming on Ridge Pike are going to be incredible when we're done. It was way much needed, and we're thrilled that we've inherited this project, and we've been doing everything we can to keep this project going. On Ridge Pike, there's over 30,000 cars every day utilizing that road. And it's one of the most important arteries in the county. As you know, it connects a lot with Philadelphia. And revitalization is a huge undertaking. So the project itself is divided into 4 sections. In late 2024, we finished Section D. And I'm not going to try to explain A, B, C, and D and the order that we're going in. So just run with me on this because it was confusing in itself. But we finished D first, which makes sense because we go A, B, C, D. So we started with D and got it done. So Section A and B are in construction now, and we expect them to be finished next year. And construction on Section C, which is a little bit more complicated, and there's some things that we're looking at as potentially having another on-ramp, off-ramp onto the turnpike, and we're going to see how that goes. But Section C, which hasn't started yet, but we hope to get it scheduled and rolling. We hope that everything is done. I hate to say this by the end of the decade because it sounds so far away, and it really isn't. I mean, we're in 2026, but by 2029, 2030, we're hoping that the entire corridor that we're talking about on Ridge Pike is completed. So fingers crossed, and we'll see how we go. But I do want to thank our Planning Commission. They've been taking a lead on this project, and they're doing an incredible job. And that's just one aspect of their job. And I know that we've talked about our Planning Commission at other events. But I don't know, Scott France, are you here? Is Scott France here? There he is. Oh no, he's not. But they're doing a great job, and we want to thank them for all their hard work. So another project, which was a little closer to near and dear to my heart, was Kime Street Bridge. And that's up in Pottstown. And for those that may not know this is a bridge that's kind of in the center area of Pottstown, but it connects Montgomery County and Chester County. And that bridge has been closed, I think it's since 2010. And when I became a county commissioner, one of my major initiatives was to get that project underway. And working with my fellow commissioners, and working with our roads and bridges and everyone, we were able to get that project rolling. I think we had the groundbreaking almost a year ago. I think it was March of 2025. But we're really excited that we got the bridge underway. It's on track and it's running on budget. And we hope for it to be done in 2028. But when it's completed, it's definitely going to be a major improvement for traffic flow throughout the area. And as mentioned, it's going to be a great opportunity, again, to reconnect, Chester County and Montgomery County right there in the Pottstown area. And I want to do a huge shout out because, as you know, when we're doing these projects, we have to go to RFP, and there's a lot of things that we're required to follow when we go to RFP. But in this instance, we're fortunate, and I believe I'm thrilled because they do an incredible job with all their projects. And Haynes and Kibblehouse, or H&K, was able to win that bid, and they're right here in Skipback. And I know we have some representatives here today from Haynes and Kibble. And they've been a phenomenal partner, and we're really thrilled to be working with them. because when you go up there, you could see the progress and how fast that it's rolling. And I know the residents of Pottstown are going to be thrilled when this bridge is done. And I know that they work very closely with our roads and bridges, which is headed up with Tom O'Brien. Unfortunately, Tom wasn't able to make it here today. So we want to throw a shout out to the whole entire team and thank them for getting this project underway and moving. So I'm going to kind of jump off of roads and bridges, and I'm going to kind of go back to a little bit that was discussed by Commissioner McKeisha a little bit about the homeless shelters and transition centers that we have underway. And as mentioned, we have 3 of them. And our goal was, it's kind of the way we work this. The 3 of us kind of worked on each of these projects, and we kind of took the initiative to say, well, like in Pottstown, I worked closely with the Borough Council, and Commissioner Winder actually attended a few meetings as well, but we worked hand in hand to get the facility going in Pottstown. Commissioner Winder, which I'm sure you're going to hear about, the facility that is going on in Norristown and everything that she was involved with that. And as you heard, Commissioner McKeisha working with getting the private donation, which was incredible as well. But this is amazing because there's been multiple groups over the years here in Montgomery County that have talked about solving the homeless problem. And when we got together as county commissioners, we were united on that effort. And we knew that we had to do something. At any given time, when we do the point-in-time counts, we usually see about an average of 500 to 600 people in Montgomery County that are homeless. And with these facilities, it's taking a major step towards dealing with the issue to help these people. We're providing them all the necessary services to help them. No matter what their situation, if it's drug related or if it's economic or mental health, whatever it may be, our goal wasn't just to open a shelter. Our goal was to open up facilities that we provided all the necessary services to help them get back on their feet. And we've seen a lot of success so far. I know we're going to be opening a Lansdale facility in the next few weeks, and then Norristown is underway. But as mentioned, we have Pottstown. Thank you. Pottstown's been open about a year now, and one of the last times I was up there, we saw about 150 to 160 people that were living in the encampments. When I was up there, I heard that it was down to roughly 15 to 20. So they're doing an incredible job. But I do want to mention, as they were introduced, but we wouldn't have been able to do this without the partnership and the help of Mayor Stephanie Henrick. I know Stephanie was here. Is she still here? And we have Borough Manager Justin Keller, and then the entire Pottstown Borough Council was instrumental in working with us to get this facility up and running. And I know that there's a longer-term vision in Pottstown, and it's Beacon of Hope, and they're underway. And the goal is, when Beacon of Hope is up and running, we're going to be able to phase out our facility that we have up in Pottstown. So we're looking forward to seeing that as well. And then finally, 2 other things real quick. We're here at Montgomery County Community College, and Commissioner McKeisha stole my line. This is one of the best, and you've heard me say this. Dr. Bezeki Perez is here, and Montgomery County is one of the top community colleges in the entire state of Pennsylvania. And I've said for many years that it is actually, I believe, and many believe it as well, that Montgomery County Community College is one of the top community colleges in the entire country. And it's a lot of... So when we passed the budget this year, one of the things that we were able to do was have a funding source in place where that over the next 3 years, tuition will be set. And we're really happy and excited about that. So we're able to have this partnership because our county workforce has a wide range of skills to meet all the opportunities in Montgomery County. And I want to make sure that what we're doing here for community college is providing that workforce, because there's tremendous opportunities throughout the county. So as mentioned, I want to do a shout out to President Paseki Perez. And for those that might not know, the college has so many great programs for everyone to take advantage of. And one of the statistics that I find interesting or amazing that we try to promote is that for every dollar spent in tuition, it's projected that we see $9 come back to Montgomery County, which I think is amazing in itself. So the businesses, we hear continuously, they're thrilled that that kind of investment is happening, and they're thrilled that this workforce is available to them. One of the programs that I wanted to highlight was the Hospitality Institute here. They have a great lunch, so if you're ever in the area, stop in, enjoy a lunch here. The food is really well. It's prepared by all the students, and they do an incredible job. But I have to say that President Perez and myself had an opportunity to come here a couple weeks ago. I was talking about many years ago when I was much younger, I owned a pizza place, and part of the hospitality suite is they have a pizza oven, and I said, wouldn't it be fun if we came and made pizzas together? So, I don't know if they're showing pictures. So we did that. We got together and we came here one day, I don't remember what, it was a Wednesday or Thursday, and we had a lot of fun, and we made pizzas together working with all the students. We had a lot of fun, and one of the students who was amazing was Juan, and he's a senior. He's a senior, and he's from Norristown, and he was very cautious around the oven. He didn't want to make sure we burned anything on our arms or that, but they were a great help. Now, rumor has it, I haven't been able to validate this, and maybe we have to do a recount, but my pizzas were voted better. I don't know if that was. I'm just kidding. We both had a fun time, and they both were amazing. So moving on from there is our farmland preservation program. And I can't believe that as in 2025, one of the things that we saw was the preserving of our 200th farm. We're up to a total of 361 acres that are preserved here in Montgomery County through the Farmland Preservation Program. The farm we preserved was a Sitco tree farm in Lowell Pottsgrove. As mentioned, it was our 200th farm, and we did it on a day their tree farm, and we did it on a day that was a lot colder. And we did it outside, so our speeches were a lot shorter than today. But it was exciting because it was a fourth-generation family farm, and their grandparents and great-grandparents and that were, this was their dream, this was their goal. They wanted to ensure that their farm was preserved forever. So we were excited to be able to go there. The farm itself has been it's been open for over 100 years, and I have to tell you, when you're seeing the family and how they feel that they have accomplished what their parents and grandparents, what they were looking to do, and the joy and the thrill that they had, and to be part of that was just an amazing, amazing experience. And of course, it was right before the holiday seasons. We were celebrating Christmas because everybody was coming for their Christmas trees. But it was a great day, and we were happy to be there. And then finally, looking ahead a little bit, 2026 is going to be an even busier year. We have a lot that we have on the calendar. We have a lot of ideas, goals, and objectives that we're looking at as we progress through 2026. We're going to be opening these transition homeless shelters that, as I mentioned, the road projects, bridge projects, all this is underway. But one of the things that is going to be a huge initiative that we all agree on, and then what I'm looking at is our 2027 budget, and it's a process that's already started. We started last year when we were in 2025, we were looking at the 2027 budget, 26 budget. And as we were progressing through that, we had a $55 million deficit. And we as county commissioners knew that we needed to do something. And we start going through the budget and we start reevaluating strategies and making recommendations and looking at a whole slew of ideas, concepts. And when you have a $55 million budget, a deficit, that equates to about an 18% tax increase. And none of us were comfortable with coming anywhere near that. So we worked extremely hard, and we're able to eventually get to where we, as mentioned, it was bipartisan unanimous vote. We were able to get to a 4% tax increase to the community. None of us were as thrilled that we even had to do that. But we also have, as county commissioners, it's our responsibility to do what's best for Montgomery County. So to shave off 14% of potential tax increase by reducing expenses, that's amazing in itself. And that was over a $35 to $40 million reduction in expenses or changing our planning. And I think that was just an incredible task by the three of us, and that's why we got on board together to support this 2026 budget. So as we look forward to 2027, we will continue to work extremely hard and continue to work towards, ultimately, I believe all of us want to be at zero. Can we get there? It's going to take a lot of hard work. Like Commissioner Makija mentioned, we have our Office of Innovation in place. We're looking at a lot of contracts. We're looking at a lot of processes, procedures. We're looking at a lot of spending. We're going through it, day in and day out. And we ultimately want to get to, as I mentioned, a 0%, and that would be incredible for Montgomery County, without jeopardizing all the necessary services that we're already providing to almost the 900,000 residents. So more to come on that as we work our way through 2027. And then finally, I don't know if anybody's seen it in the news or in a recent newspaper article or whatever, but we're going to be celebrating 250 years. I don't know. Does anybody? Are you aware of that? Come on, we got to be excited. 250 years. So I remember, and I could look around the room and I could see there's probably some other people that remember this as well. In 1976, we celebrated 200 years, and man, I was younger, a lot younger, but it was a lot of fun. There were so many activities, so many events, and if you said, wow, that was just a fun year. And 2026 is going to blow 1976 out of the water. The celebrations here in Montgomery County and the surrounding communities is just going to be amazing. We have the PGA Championship coming to Roniming for our golfers. We have the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. We got the World Cup for those that like soccer. I think there's 6 or 7 World Cup matches that we're going to be right in the Philadelphia area. I mean, it's just going to be amazing. People are going to be coming from all around the country, all around the world, and they're coming right here to Montgomery County and our surrounding, what we call the collar counties, including Philadelphia. And it's just going to be an amazing year. So make sure you watch out for all the events. And if you haven't gotten tickets for anything, make that tickets are required. Make sure you try to get tickets for any of those items that you like or you want to follow or you like to be at or participate in. But just watch, because there's going to be events going on throughout Montgomery County, throughout all the other counties. And we're going to be probably trying to promote everything that we hear about. So for those of you that are representing different municipalities, if you're having some type of event in your area, in your community, make sure you reach out to the county and let us know, because we want to be able to highlight that. We want to be able to promote it. And most certainly, as county commissioners, we want to be there and celebrate with you. So with that, I know you're all on the edge of your seats. I know I will be when I go sit down, because Commissioner Weiner's going to come up, and we're going to continue on with this event today. So again, thank you very much for being here.
All right, we're almost there, if you all can bear with us. So thank you to Commissioner DeBello and Commissioner Makisha for those thoughts and remarks. We've heard a lot of great things here today, am I right? We've heard a lot of great things. And it makes me so proud to be your county commissioner, because I serve this county with a perspective of someone just like all of you, someone who lives here, someone who works here, and I'm raising my young family here. It's why I take such personal pride in the milestones we reach. It's also why, as chair of the Board of Commissioners, I will make sure that in 2026, we won't let political gridlock get in the way of progress. Are we all ready for that? We won't let political gridlock get in the way of progress. We've already proven that we can work across the aisle as a board. Together, we've made housing and homelessness a key priority. Next week, if you're interested, we'll open our new short-term housing facility in Lansdale, as you've heard. This milestone was made possible by working together along with our municipal partners, as you heard about Pottstown. Mayor Rachel Bolins is here. Our new mayor of Lansdale. Rachel, you have to stand up. She's here. She's here representing our local elected delegation in Lansdale. I can't thank Lansdale Borough enough for walking alongside us in this journey, and we are so happy that we will be opening this new shelter or transitional housing facility on February 23rd. You stepped up, even when it was hard, and did the right thing for our most vulnerable friends and neighbors. As you've heard, Lansdale isn't the only place, we've talked about it, where we've seen community partners step up. And I'm really proud of the work that the municipality of Lansdale, Pottstown, and Norristown have done to help us reach our goal of opening 3 transitional housing facilities by the end of the year. And in King of Prussia, we will soon be opening our transformative emergency behavioral health crisis center. This facility will offer people in crisis a safe place to go, 24/7, no matter their need. Nothing like this currently exists in our community, and it's going to change lives. Claire Higgins, who told us a powerful story when we broke ground on the project this past November, when Claire's children needed help during a crisis, she didn't know what to do except for call 911. I know that feeling. When my brother Randy struggled through addiction and mental health crises, our family had no clear path forward. Now families like mine and Claire's will have the support and dignity during their most difficult moments. And I'm proud to share that this past fall, my brother Randy celebrated 2 years clean and sober. This is what government is supposed to do. We lift up our neighbors and our loved ones when they need help. We shine a light on systemic inequities in our healthcare system so that Black and brown mothers aren't more likely to suffer and die in childbirth. We make sure the hungry are fed, even when the federal government threatens to take food off the table. We step up when those are struggling with substance use and mental health need a place to go. Let me say it again. This is how government is supposed to work. Thank you. 2 years ago, before this administration came into office, this crisis center and these housing facilities didn't exist. We're getting them done now because we're making smart decisions. Not to say those that came before us weren't, but now we are making smart decisions. We invest our state and federal dollars wisely. We found existing spaces instead of building from the ground up. We formed strong local and regional partnerships, which you've heard about today. We don't need to reinvent the wheel to get things moving, and we need to move with urgency and responsibility to make those wheels turn. And at the county, the hard work to get these things done requires talented, passionate people to do it. People like Gina Higgins, who I see sitting in the front row. Gina, I'm gonna make you stand, not to put you on the spot. Gina is one of our certified recovery specialists in our Office of Drug and Alcohol. She uses her lived experiences every day to bring empathy and compassion, supporting those who are on their recovery journey. Thank you, Gina. Sam Applefield. Is Sam here? I was on a call with him. There he is. Our food policy coordinator. He makes sure that food pantries are filled and that our food system infrastructure is operating. And I want to give you a shout out. Congratulations on being appointed to the PA Food Policy Council. We're so proud of you. Darnell Hinton, who could not be here today, a board of our prison inspectors, and I see Gary Hendler from our board of prison inspectors. Both Darnell and Gary share their lived experiences to bring recovery and inform perspectives to our justice system. Gary, stand up. We're thankful for you. Gary and Darnell are one of many people in Montgomery County who offer their time to our advisory boards or councils or commissions to improve our community. If you sit on one of those advisory boards or councils, please stand so we can acknowledge the work that you do to help us. Anyone? No one? No one? There we go. There we go. Great. Great. Thank you. These are real people getting real work done together across differences every day to help our friends and neighbors. The county does so much for people who live and work here, and we want to make sure that everyone is able to access the services they need. That's why in 2026, I'm proud to announce Montgomery County will start our No Wrong Front Door project. We're prioritizing the resident experience and listening to those who know best, community members with lived experiences like Darnell, and our staff like Sam and Gina, who are on the front line of service delivery every single day. Through this initiative, we're going to find out exactly where our residents get stuck and where staff spend time working around systems instead of through them. We'll identify clear actions and recommendations that will make it easier for residents to get the support that they need. Because people don't experience county government one program at a time. They experience a whole entire system. This innovative pilot will start with our Department of Health and Human Services before expanding to the rest of the county. When we listen first, government works better. When we work together, government works better. And to make government work better, I'm putting into practice the lessons I've learned over my 20-year career in the private sector. We know accountability matters. Success isn't won or lost alone, and you need the right people in the right jobs to get the work done. We're making sure that our county workforce is effective and efficient. This year, we're focused on implementing a consistent performance management review process, recruiting and retaining the best talent, and modernizing our county job descriptions to make sure hiring is more accessible and equitable. Because we know that every dollar that comes into the county and every dollar that goes out belongs to the people of Montgomery County. You deserve the best service that we can offer. And we have a responsibility to use those dollars wisely. It means applying strong business principles to how we run county government. Because if we want to keep people in their homes, if we want to help seniors as they age, if we want to make sure no family goes without food on the table, we should sometimes think like a business. We don't have unlimited resources, so we need to allocate our resources wisely. We need to monitor what we spend and make sure every dollar is truly helping the people we serve. That's why we're modeling a government that's constantly improving, measuring, and innovating. $14 million, as you've heard, we're really excited about that $14 million in operational savings in our bipartisan budget. I'm focused on taking that work a little further with my colleagues. Thanks to our Office of Innovation Strategy and Performance, we've implemented a new system to track progress towards our goals across county departments. With our No Wrong Front Door initiative, that's a mouthful, we're listening, learning, and redesigning how we interact with residents. And we're putting together solutions that work for everyone. This means public safety grounded in public trust. That's why in 2026, we're investing $17.5 million in public safety, while also ensuring that our immigrant communities feel safe and supported through the leadership of our Office of Immigrant Affairs. This means a criminal justice system that works fairly for everyone. That's why we'll be opening this year a brand new state-of-the-art justice center, which brings our courts into the 21st century. While also, we're investing in diversion programs that prevent crime, reduce repeat offenses, and get people the behavioral health treatment they need and deserve, instead of penalizing them. This approach works in places like Miami, Houston, and in Denver, where they have reduced crime and saved taxpayers millions. It also means supporting economic growth without leaving anyone behind. So this year, we're launching a new commerce program that speaks directly to residents and helps bring retailers they love to fill vacant storefronts on their main streets and commercial corridors. Because we know Montgomery County is a place for businesses to come, stay, grow, and most importantly, succeed. And we can't serve our community without a healthy, growing economy. Our corporate landscape, from small businesses to major employers, play a vital role in job creation, innovation, and community stability. They're a huge part of our tax base and our employment base. So I'm focused on strengthening our partnerships with Montgo's business community. Our local business owners and entrepreneurs are risk takers and community makers. They turn the lights on every morning and bring energy and identity to our neighborhoods. Places like Beam Light Sauna. Bayou and I, the owner of Beam Light Sauna, stand up, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Took me through his new business, a light sauna in Collegeville, really focusing on health and wellness. I'll be stopping by soon to do my sauna treatment. How about Yang's Martial Arts Studio in the Lansdale area? Master Yang, I'm gonna have Master Yang stand. Our kids are going to Master Yang's martial arts studio 2 times a week. And Master Yang has been a staple in our community for decades. Once Upon a Time boutique in Pottstown, owned by a mother and daughter duo, Gina and Carmina, who are not able to be here, but they've done some great work. And Dianu in Norristown, owned and operated by a brother and sister duo. There's so many others, so many stories. I've been visiting main streets all across the county to hear directly from these small business owners about the support that they need, like how to start a new business and get a foothold in a new community, and what are the best practices for marketing and sales. These kinds of issues are things our Commerce Department, led by Steve Forrester, I'm gonna have Steve stand up, and his amazing team, I see you in the back, come on, stand up. His amazing team. They're doing all types of initiatives, like their Business Breakthrough Initiative, which launched last year, offers real, practical tips to help the business community succeed. And their new Thrive program, which is focusing on our main streets and bringing new businesses to those neighborhoods. And we can amplify our work through partnership. our Commerce Department recently invested in Force, a Pottstown-based nonprofit run by Denise Williams. You asked not for me to call you out, but I have to give Denise her flowers. Through this partnership, we'll be able to accelerate and strengthen over 150 minority and women-owned businesses in the greater Pottstown area. We're proud that you're doing this work. Because when we all work together, government and business, law enforcement and advocates, residents and public servants, we all can make a difference. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today, it's this. Under our collective leadership as commissioners, this board will continue to put politics aside to do what's best for our communities. We are going to have our differences. We have our differences over the year. But I promise you, as leaders, we're going to bring each other together because that's how we get the work done. We're going to make county government work better, faster, and more efficiently. We're going to make smart investments in the right people, in the right projects that work. We're going to show the nation that Montgomery County is a government that makes a real difference in people's lives. And we can do this together with all of your help, with accountability, with transparency, and most importantly, with collaboration. I know it's going to be a long year ahead of us, but I'm excited to get to work with all of you. I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you so much to our commissioners. And thank you all for coming. There are a few refreshments out the lobby if you want to grab some on your way out. And don't forget to pick up a year in review, which talks about all these accomplishments and more. Thank you so much.